Jonathan, thank you for meeting me. I'm really interested in the prospect of becoming an inventory clerk for your business. So can you tell me more?
Okay, good. Well, I'm pleased to hear that. So, probably best to give you a bit of context about the lettings industry first so that it puts it in the correct light. The lettings industry in this country currently, that is the UK, is growing, as you probably know, and there are various legislations that have come in over the years to enhance the quality, if you like, of the service to both landlords and tenants. Now, back many years ago, inventories were done in a particular way, but back in 2007, April 2007, some new legislation came in which required that if a tenant was leaving a deposit with a landlord or a letting agent, that deposit had to be secured in an independent scheme, of which there are three. Now, if a tenant today is to rent a property from a landlord and they leave a deposit with the landlord has to secure that deposit against evidence. And what we call evidence is an inventory. And that's the business we're in. We produce inventories for landlords, agents, and tenants, along with some other related reports, primarily the checkout report. So the industry itself now, through legislation, has to, if you like, comply much more than it used to in the past. And you, if you were to join us, would be trained in delivering a product or a service that not only meets that legislation, but meets it in a much more efficient way than it used to have been produced.
Jonathan, how did you get involved in the letting industry?
Right, okay, well, this is interesting. So, again, linked a little bit to the history, but I got involved because originally my parents were running the inventory company, as I've said, with paper and pen. And during that period, some years on after they started, I was involved selling and training people in voice dictation software. And I introduced it to my parents in order to speed up the process of producing the inventory such that they didn't have to send them to a typist. It did actually provide them with a much more efficient way of producing the documents, and they trained in turn their people within the organisation to produce this. So some years passed by, and my parents decide that they no longer want to be involved in the business, and leaving me, if you like, to consider taking up the offer of running it. And with a friend of mine, who developed a quite sophisticated PC-based booking system. Between the voice dictation and the booking system, we were able to produce documents much quicker and much more efficiently than had previously been done by my parents. I saw an opportunity for the future for both the industry and myself to benefit.
So is that what had you create VeriSmart then?
Okay, good. So VeriSmart as a name is a branded name that we created back last year in 2015. We developed an online booking system whereby whereby agents, clients that is, could book online 24 hours a day, and we would deliver whatever it was that they booked within a certain time period. But to speed up that process, and in order to provide a more comprehensive service than other similar inventory clerk organisations around the country, my IT director and myself constantly looked at what could we use that would provide a better product but quicker, meaning that at the end of the day both cost and production would be reduced. And in the process we created a company that was designed to attract potential franchisees, or what we call licensees. And all of these people were trained in order to deliver what we felt was the best product in the industry. And we saw an opportunity whereby if we could deliver these inventories online in a way that tenants could add their comments online, which is a requirement for the current adjudication services, then we could cut down the cost for the client, if you like. And we came up with a name called VeriSmart, meaning smart verification. And we trademarked this. And for some 6-12 months, we ran the technology to see if it would work, and were surprised, luckily, that it was amazing how much the clients liked this service. So back in June 2015, we rebranded with the name VeriSmart. So VeriSmart technology became VeriSmart.
So if I were to join you as an inventory clerk, what do you offer that will make me more attractive to my clients? What is unique about you?
We saw this opportunity to use technology, as I've said before, whereby the inventory can be sent online, and through our VeriSmart technology, they can log in and they can add their comments. Now, in the process of the inventory being sent to the tenant, the difference we've introduced is that our system logs the fact that they've logged in or they haven't logged in. We send them a text every day the minute that the inventory is sent to them. We send them an email every day reminding them of how many days they've got left and the process they should go through. And at the bottom of the inventory is time and date stamped everything that happened, such that should there be a dispute at the end of the tenancy, we have evidence, proof that they were given the right. What you have to offer if you join us to the letting agent is the ability for them to be, if you like, safe, that the inventory has been sent to the tenant, we have a log that the tenant has received it, that they have or haven't logged in, and that there is no argument that they weren't given what we call is their right to add their comments.
So as a potential inventory clerk, why would I choose your technology over other technologies out there?
The reason that you would probably use ours over somebody else's is for three reasons really. One is detail, secondly is speed, and thirdly of course cost, because the two first points reduce cost, if you like.
Can you summarise for me the unique points that will have me deliver those results?
One is voice dictation software. Now, I haven't explained much about that, but that simply means that as an inventory clerk in a property, you would dictate into a dictaphone, and that dictaphone voice file, if you like, then gets transcribed or typed for you on our service. So it means that you can dictate in great detail and speed, which is one key point. Second point is our VeriSmart technology that I've just talked about, which means that tenants can verify the inventory online, saving paper, time, and ultimately money. And there is a third one, which is what we call everything is browser-based, in other words, web-based. So you no longer need what some other people need, which is a PC, that is a computer, to produce the document. So even though clients book online through a PC, we deliver back online through a PC, but everything is done through the web browser. So all three technologies mean that we save time, we save money, we deliver much quicker, and primarily we deliver in great detail. That's probably the main thing.
If I were to join your company as an inventory clerk, what other benefits would I deliver to the client?
There are three things that we offer our clients through people like yourself if you join us, and that is the need for us to keep our clients safe under current legislation. Now, there are three things in particular that landlords and agents have to comply with when they rent their property out to a tenant. One of them is something called the Housing Health and Safety Rating System, and what this simply means is that the property must be safe. But we train our clerks into being aware of anything within a property that would, in a sense, sort of incorrect word, but violate any of those categories. And we train our people to be what's called Housing Health and Safety Rating aware, giving our clients information, or what I call a heads up, if there's something in the property that needs rectifying prior to the tenancy start. Back in 2015 also was new legislation which requires landlords and agents to provide a working or proper working smoke and carbon monoxide detector. And there's a final one, which is that a landlord or agent must provide the property with safe water and what they call Legionella bacteria free. Now, there is something called a Legionella bacteria assessment required by the landlord, and that is another service that we offer as part of the overall package. Meaning, ultimately, apart from the three technologies I talked about prior, is that we keep our clients safe with the training and knowledge that we have.